everybody.
Welcome back to IRL with R
And L. It's your girl, Liz Marquis.
and Riley, aka Riles.
And today we are going to get into friendships, making friends in your early 20s, making friends in New York City in your early 20s, and the question on everyone's minds, why do all my friends hate each other? And do they secretly hate me?
So first, I think we should do a little bit of a catch up. What's been going on? What's new? What's popping?
I mean, huge news in my life. I just went to the doctor for the first time since 2019.
Don't do that, you guys. Don't take that big of a break.
Oh, obviously they should. That's like not, don't do what I do, okay? But everyone moved, everyone clapped, everyone cheered, okay? I have a real doctor now. I've graduated from my pediatrician, okay? So I went, I got checked out. I got weighed. They're like, oh my God, you're so skinny. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I know. And she was like, oh my God, you have amazing skin, amazing eyes. You're amazing as in functioning.
So when I said let's do a catch up, I didn't say tell me about your dream last night.
Bitch,
I said let's do a catch up.
Don't start with me. She literally, I was on the scale and she said it was weighing a grain of rice. She said I was so petite and small that the little ancient little scales that they use, little things, couldn't even pick up on me. So yeah. So when I eventually get my driver's license, I have to write
you still don't have your driver's license?
Of course not. I've never driven a car.
And tell them how old you are?
I just said that I'm 23.
Okay. You just had to say that one more time.
First of all, I have no need for a driver's license.
So mind you, when she goes out to the club, she has to bring her passport.
Well, yes.
So please do not follow in her footsteps.
Okay. First of all, if I cared to, I could go get a state ID or something, and then I would just bring a card holder. Okay. Mm-hmm. I used to have a learner's permit. I had a permit. It has expired. And I don't feel like taking the permit test again, but I have no need to have a license. I just have never needed one. Even when I was in the suburbs, why would I need a license when I have a stay-at-home mom?
Well, hopefully in our next catch up, the update is that she finally got a license.
No,
but, maybe we'll have to wait a couple months for that.
You know what? Every time someone makes fun of me for not having a driver's license, it takes everything in me not to trauma dump on them about the time that I got T-boned by a bus when I was in the 10th grade and had a really, really bad concussion, and I'm traumatized. I have PTSD, and that's why I don't have a driver's license. So now don't you feel dumb for giggling at me for my passport in the club?
Not really.
You know what? You should. You know what? You should. You should feel really bad about that.
Okay. Well, is there anything else? Is there an actual update?
That's I went to the doctor.
Oh, okay.
That's huge for me. I even got my blood drawn, and I got the HPV vaccine.
Don't we do that when we're younger?
I think there's multiple things. No.
Oh, I'm not your age
yet.
You
do tetanus and whatever.
No, you do.
Okay,
HPV
stop
too.
acting like you're in middle school and I'm 40 years old, bitch. Okay, you love acting like I'm geriatric or something.
I mean, you kind of act like it. But
oh my gosh.
Whatever. Let's talk about me now, you guys. My update is I'm still working. I only went out I guess I'm not supposed to talk about clubbing yet. But I've been trying to be on my wholesome vibes, sleeping in early, waking up. I've been waking up at 7 a.m.
Wow.
I think that also has to do with the fact that I just came back from France, so my schedule is still a little wonky. But yeah, I've been doing great.
Yeah.
And I'm currently just planning my 21st birthday. And so before my birthday, of course, you guys know I have to do a cute little photo shoot. So you'll see that soon. And yeah.
Do you have a concept yet for the photo shoot? You can't do Barbie. Barbie's dead.
I'm not doing Barbie, but I'm going to do a pink one. But I also just like pink.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then
if you're going to do pink, you have to do Barbie.
Not really. So. I'm already the black Barbie. So.
Okay. Maybe.
Well, I'm more of a Bratz doll.
Okay, so why not just do Bratz?
Well, because the Barbie train is going on so much that it would just like be like, why would I do Bratz?
I think it could be fun and different. And I think that you don't want to do Barbie because you know that your mom ate you up in her little Barbie shoe.
Okay, now you're pushing it. Now you're pushing it. Whatever. But whatever. And then next we'll be going to, well, separately, but you're going to the Beyonce concert soon. I'll be going the week after her. And then we're going to be having a girls trip. Well, not really a girls trip, but
we'll get into that next week in the special episode about your birthday.
Yeah.
That's special episode content because those trips get a little
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned.
Yes. Oh my God, wait, I forgot. I had a job interview this week.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Yeah.
Because you guys remember she's unemployed.
I'm not unemployed. I'm underemployed. There is a difference. Ask any economist. There's a difference between unemployed and underemployed. Okay. But I had a job interview.
How did it go?
It went really well. Okay. But like, it went really well. I don't want to say anything because it was like 2 days ago and I don't have an offer yet. But like,
do you have any quick tips for people who are applying for jobs, going into interviews? Any quick tips?
Well, I feel like every industry is super, super different. And so like, I guess for like the fashion girlies, like when you go into an interview, I feel like it's the only thing you need to do is like have like your resume on the top of your head and like be nice and like likable and like say that you're organized even if you aren't and like know about the brand. That's it. Like that's literally it. You don't have to like, I feel like when you're like in tech and stuff, there's like a really like intense interview process.
Yeah.
That is just like not been the case for me.
Yeah, I definitely feel like in these kinds of industries, even with like music, it's more so like you definitely have to be like personable.
Yeah, like that's the biggest thing in the industry. Like, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day, like if you could be like the hardest working person ever, like in the world, like whatever, like put in so much overtime, work yourself to death. But if no one likes you and you don't make an effort to like be nice to people, like people are way more likely to remember someone being rude and nasty than they are to remember someone like working hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also like don't wear any competing brands to these interviews.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all my advice. I'm not like a career, it's not a career podcast, bitch.
We're still figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's my life update. My life's been going amazing. Except for the fact that I got sick, if that was not exceedingly obvious from my voice. But
yeah, we can tell. I'm sick and Ming, and she's just sick.
You are sick and twisted. And I am sick of you. Okay.
Now,
like, don't
girl. Okay. Now let's get into some things.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so I don't know how you met your friends. I don't think you know how I met most of my friends. So
I don't even know. I feel like I don't know where any of your friends came from. They just appear. And you never even like really talk about them until I just like meet them randomly. I'm like,
honestly,
I don't have any context for who you are, where you two met, what your deal is. I don't know their names in advance or anything. I just show up at your apartment sometimes and like random people are over there. They're like, we've been best friends for like 3 years. I'm like, who the hell are you? I was like, I literally have never seen you before in my life.
Wait, do you remember when you and Dean met?
Did we meet at Bleep's birthday party? No, it was before that.
Who's Bleep?
I bleeped it on purpose. Like,
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Because then I asked you because you knew Morgan. Yes, I met him this year. Yes. Wow. Yes.
And now it's the dream team.
Yes. Dean, we'll tell you later. Don't look all confused back there. We'll tell you later. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I met Dean. But you met Dean freshman year.
Yeah. So I feel like my friends, it's like a random bunch because I feel like whenever I meet
a motley crew, so to speak.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Whatever. But I feel like with Liz's friends, she likes to keep them all kind of separate. So we never really like come together, I feel like. Like you have your different groups and you hang out with them separately.
Okay.
And like the one friend, like,
let me say, I keep my friends separate out of necessity. I am naturally, yes, out of necessity.
Okay.
I am naturally the type of person that like wants all of my friends to be friends, and I just like think that's how the world should work. And in my ideal world, all of my best friends would all be best friends with each other, and it would just be like, you know, like 15 of us like running around, like hanging out, like whatever.
That's the dream.
That, I'm sorry, is just not possible. I don't know what it is, but I just like met all of my friends at like when I was like different people when I met each of my friends. Like I was like a different age. I was working a different job. I was like living somewhere different. Like, I don't know. Like, I was just very, very different when I met each person, like in each stage of my life. And they just don't like each other, really. Okay. And it's like no one's fault, but they're just all so different because I was so different when I met them that I'm like, I'll like try and introduce them, be like, guys, like, let's like all go get drinks. And then like, we'll be at drinks. And they just like, it doesn't work. It just really doesn't work. And then for the most part though, like I don't have to hear too much about it. I like have accepted. I'm like, oh, okay, like these two people will just never get along. There's no like active beef. Like none of my friends have active beef. They just don't want to be friends with each other. And they keep it cute usually on like my birthdays and stuff. But they
not this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was in the water. I know exactly what was in the open water. The open bar was in the water at my birthday this year. And that's why like
hectic.
That's why I started getting some complaints.
Wait, so where did you meet majority of your friends?
College.
Okay, so NYU.
Yeah.
Here when you were like abroad.
I think so a big chunk of my friends I met like literally first day of freshman year. And we're all still best friends. Then there's some of my friends that I like I picked up a few like in classes and stuff. And then when I went abroad, I like met another group of friends who now the abroad friends, we'll discuss that in the birthday episode because there has been a huge fallout in my abroad friend group, but we can circle back to that later. But I'm like still close with them. Then like there are some of our sorority sisters. So like that was like what, 2020? Well, you don't know. 2020, I think I joined the sorority. So we're really close. And then now I have like work friends from my old job because I have not been unemployed my whole life, guys. Like I have had jobs and I've worked really hard at this.
I'm dead.
But yeah, but this is like all over the span of 5 years.
Okay, so majority of school, you think?
The majority of school, yeah.
Honestly, I feel like at first I met majority of my friends through school. And well, when I first went to school, it was COVID. So everyone was very much dire to meet people, I feel like, because we were in like we were all alone for so long without like being able to socialize much. So everyone was like in dire need to like meet some friends. So like that's where I met Dean, who is always off camera, you guys. And like we all had like a friend group like freshman year. And then after that, like my friends kept like growing just from like meeting through like different mutuals freshman year. And then I kind of like took this like big turn to where like now I feel like majority of my friends are older than me, like like majority of them are like NYU grad, or I don't know, not majority, but I have a good amount who are like NYU grad, so they're probably like they're like 23. And I met them. It's honestly really weird. I meet a lot of NYU people from people who didn't go to NYU, but I think that's just like in the city. Yeah. Like when there's people I live downtown too. So it's like even when you're going out and stuff like that, you're gonna meet so many people who go to like FIT, NYU. What's the other one?
Okay. LIM or whatever?
No, the one that's like right by NYU. The new school. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Parsons.
Like Parsons, the new school.
I don't know anybody from Parsons.
I know a couple. But it's like, that's like kind of how it goes. And then after that, I feel like when I met a lot of NYU people after like my freshman year, because my freshman year with like friends, like it was like a little much. Like there was so much drama, I felt like. And I was just like, I came to college to go to college, but like I wanted to get away from like that high school, like cattiness, you know, like, when people say like, oh, you act so high school, there are a lot of like kids at NYU with like their friend groups that's like so high school. And like, if you know, you know, like what that means.